Hello and welcome back to the Fortnightly Q&A. My name's Lumin, and right now, before I even get started on the questions or anything like that, I need to mention that I'm not happy with the lighting. I'm not happy with my hair either, and I'm exhausted. Okay, so if I lose my voice halfway through, you know why. If I say silly things that I don't mean, I'll blame it on being tired. I've just been preparing a whole lot of content over the past couple of days. Today specifically, I recorded a bunch. Because I'm going to be going away. I'm not even sure I'm allowed to say. I think I am. I think I am, but I'm not going to say anyway. I'll tell you guys, if you haven't figured it out already, where I'm going the day before I leave. But I'm leaving on the 5th of November. And I'm going for about 6 days. Most of that is going to be traveling, which is highly unfortunate. But the trip itself is going to be exciting. I wanted to prepare a bunch of content, but in doing so, I've also managed to somehow not get anything up on the channel while I was busy preparing. I don't know. Okay, the uploads just haven't been going up. And that's not my fault entirely. Okay, there are multiple factors involved here. The internet being one of them. But I am preparing a bunch of content, and I'm hoping that it'll be enough for the time that I'm away, and then maybe a little buffer period for after I get back, because I'm probably going to be done, finished. And then, right after I get back, Warlords launches. So, you know, if I have a bit extra to go on through the launch period of Warlords, that would be great as well. Although I am planning on recording a bunch of content, I'm just not happy with how things have been going on the channel over the past couple of days or even week or two for various reasons, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to answer questions that you guys have sent in. There are some really cool ones this week. I can't wait to go through them this fortnight, not this week. And yes, the Q&A was a bit late again. You guys know that that's a thing. It's almost always late. It'll be a cold day in hell if Lumin actually gets the Fortnightly Q&A up 2 weeks after the previous one. Anyway, first question is from Celtic Uchu. Konnichiwa, Lumin. This fortnight plus. You see, Celtic Uchu gets it. I have a question for you concerning a topic that is near and dear to your heart, Hearthstone. Recently, you and others have pointed out the number of bots in Hearthstone. My interest in Hearthstone has died down, but when I do play, I encounter a few bots every now and then. Personally, I think people who use bots primarily use them because they don't have the time or money to progress in Hearthstone through normal game play. My questions are, so this is an old question, it's got in brackets here, old. Dated question, as Blizzard have announced their action against the bots. Do you think that Blizzard should start to aggressively look for bots and take action against the people who use them? Absolutely, they needed to do it. They also needed to announce it like they did, because people need to know that they care about this kind of thing. Same goes for World of Warcraft, same goes for people who cheat in StarCraft. All their games. It matters. Fair play should be at the heart of each and every single one of their games. Especially if it's a competitive game. Seriously, and Hearthstone is, while it is a lot of fun, it is competitive. But I do think that they needed to take action, and I'm not going to say, you know, they should have done more or should have done less, because I think your next question is actually going to ask about that. So, question number one of the new ones, along with the 2 to 3 month ban that Blizzard handed out to bot users, should they also reset the collections of the counts? To leave only the money, if any, they invested into card packs. That is a really interesting question. It's something that I thought about. You know, a lot of people said, 3 months? Whoa, is that it? I should have been bought in. Because they didn't really lose any of the massive amounts of gold that they farmed up. They didn't lose their golden hero portraits. I think that it's a bit difficult for Blizzard to see, you know, what was actually played by the bot and what was actually played by the person. And on top of that, I said before in one of my videos about the bots that I do think that people do this because they want to have that full collection. They want all the legendaries. They want all the card backs. They want everything in the game. And now, because they were banned for 2 to 3 months, they're not going to have anything, all the stuff that they could possibly get on that account. And that already is hurting them. It really is. And on top of that as well, Blizzard did say that they're going to permanently ban anyone that's caught using a bot going forward. So, unless they invent some new type of bot that's not detectable, it's going to be tough botting. Still, people are angry because the botters get to keep this stuff. Although they can't play for the next month or two, they get to keep everything they got. They get to come back to it at the start of next year. So, should they remove the stuff that they earned through botting? I don't think it's necessary, but I wouldn't be sad if they did, obviously. Because, hey, it's not nice knowing that someone out there clicked the button to enable their bot, went away from their PC and just left it, then came back to a golden portrait, which is something that I personally am working towards, and it's a long road. You know, it's not something you just get. It's supposed to mean something. So I understand completely why people are unhappy about that. As for the card collection and the gold and dust and stuff, I think I've got a bit of a warped perception of all of it, because I have, for the most part, always had enough. I've bought some card packs at the start. I won some through Arena. I've had a lot all the way through, so it's not really been a problem for me. And I understand that it's difficult as a free-to-play player. It's not super easy to collect the cards and the legendaries and stuff that you want, let alone going for golden cards and golden legendaries. I think it is different for those players, but if I was one of those players, I know myself well enough to be able to tell you that I'd rather work towards it. I would rather actually just, even if I'm playing a game or two a day, it doesn't matter, doing my daily every day, doesn't matter. I would prefer to see my collection grow over the months, be happy about each and every new card that I get to add to the collection to bolster the decks that I've already got in some way or another. That's the kind of person I am, but there are all sorts of people out there, so other people, they wouldn't want it that way. They want all the cards right now. They want everything right now. So I do think I see things differently at the moment, but I don't know. Is it too harsh removing everything? Probably. But at the same time, like I said, I don't think that it really matters all that much. I also think I need to add that the cards don't make the player. Having the most amazing collection of fully golden cards, all the legendaries and stuff, it doesn't mean you're going to win your games. Okay? You know, there could be a guy out there with every single golden portrait, every single legendary golden, every single normal card golden, all of it, and he could suck. He could be terrible at the game because the bot does all the playing for him. So sure, he's got a lot of status in a community that you can't even really properly interact with. You know, you can't chat to players while you're playing, which is a good thing, by the way. You only have that status for the period that you play in the game against that one specific person, and once that game's done, the status is gone. So how much does it really matter? It's all cosmetic. You know, if you wanted to be serious about playing Hearthstone, then I guess you would want to invest some money in it. You'd get some card packs. And I must also tell you, before I even read the next question, because, you know, this is something that's come up a lot as well, and it's something that I obviously have many opinions on. If there's someone out there, okay, that is too poor, now I'm saying it this way because this is how I've seen it being discussed on forums, on Reddit, wherever, to afford card packs in Hearthstone. Someone super poor, they don't have the time or money to invest into the game to be good at it, to get the cards, to whatever. They shouldn't be worrying about this kind of thing. They should be worrying about the rest of their life. Now, I know that sounds a little bit unfair. You know, it's maybe not the kind of thing I should actually be saying, because everyone has different circumstances. Everyone's life is different, but you can't tell me that someone who has nothing, who can't afford to buy a couple of card packs, is going to, I don't know, feel super, super terrible, left out, completely disheartened if they get beaten by someone using the legendary or whatever, and then they're going to be driven to bot in. That's not how it works. It's not those people. Those people will be happy. They'll probably appreciate each and every single little thing they get in the game. It's the people who have quite a bit, they've had a taste, they just want more. It's difficult. I can't really put all my thoughts into words as easily as I want to, but I hope you understand what I'm saying about the players that perhaps don't have money to spend on the game. You know, if you say that you want to be good at Hearthstone, you say you want to be competitive at Hearthstone, but you can't afford to buy card packs, that's not something that's holding you back. Not being able to afford card packs will not make you a worse player. You can still practice with what you've got. You can rank up, you can play the arena, you can do everything. Save up some money for Nax Ramas. It'll just take a little bit more time. It's the kind of game that needs that kind of gating system in it if it's going to be free to play. It's difficult. Once again, it's a difficult, touchy subject, and I understand all the different points of view that people have, but at the end of the day, nothing should be able to drive you to bot in. It's a bad idea. Okay, unless you just don't know. And I said before, I assume that there are people out there that just don't know. Okay, question number 2 from this question. Seeing as how time and money are the primary factors as to why people use bots, in my opinion, do you think a minor subscription model, in addition to the current free-to-play model, should be set up for Hearthstone? Example, $3 to $5 per month to grant access to all the cards, while still allowing you to earn gold and open packs, which will permanently add the cards to your collection. That's an interesting idea, and I think that the guys at Blizzard did discuss something like this before, but they said again, it's not the kind of thing that they think is necessary, because, again, Hearthstone, it's fun to play with fewer cards, it's fun to play with a lot of cards. Sure, it's to some people more fun with a lot of cards, but adding another subscription to a game will make people say, but you're kind of forcing us to pay $3 to $5 a month to be competitive. So if they don't have that there, then, hey, people don't really have that much to complain about. Just saying. If you're playing the game free to play, if you don't want to spend a single real dollar on the game, then there are many resources out there that'll help you build super competitive decks. Sure, you won't be able to make a control warrior with all the legendaries in the game in it immediately, but there are many resources out there that'll help you set up very competitive decks to be able to do well on the ladder, and so on and so forth. I mean, players like Trump or whatever, they go free to play from rank 25 all the way through to legend. If they can do it, why not someone else? And sure, you could say that he puts a lot of time and effort in. It'll just take a bit longer for someone who doesn't put that much time in. Touchy subject. Bot-in Hearthstone. Some people think that they have legit reasons to do it. They are completely justified in their use of the bots. I don't think so. I don't agree with that. But hey, I'd love to hear what you guys think once again. You can tell me below what your thoughts are on the matter. I'd love to hear. Then, John Moon. Do you know that you are beautiful? How is that? Oh, John Moon. John Moon, you old scallywag, you. What? No, I'm sorry. I don't think so. Okay. Maybe on the inside. I've actually had someone tell me that I have a beautiful soul. I was glowing at that moment. It was such a nice thing to say. I've had that once. Good times. Anyway, the Astrokion. Lumin, I have a question for you. Have you ever considered playing Smite? It's a free-to-play MOBA where the heroes are gods from Greek, Roman, Egyptian, and Chinese pantheons. It's really fun when you play it with friends. Of course, some people are jerks, but that's how all MOBAs are. Also, another question. I'm stopping right there. I have considered playing Smite. I haven't played it since it was back in beta. And back then it wasn't that great. I have seen a couple of people doing promotional videos on it recently, where they get paid by the guys that created the game to play it a little bit. That sounds like a good deal. I mean, I'd do that if someone offered me money to play it, but I don't know. I mean, I am currently more into Heroes of the Storm. It's just a super fun MOBA, but I guess I won't rule it out. Maybe I'll try Smite at some point. It does seem like it could be a bit of fun. I've got the hiccups. I'm very good at getting rid of hiccups. Okay. I win. Lumin 1. Hiccup 0. I only had one hiccup there, but I knew it was coming. So I smote it. Smote it? Smited it? I don't even know what the plural of smite is. Whatever. Another question. Are your viewers mostly European or American? And have you considered moving based on where your viewers are located so you can play more games with them? Thanks and warm sands. I've got a good balance between the rest of the world and the US. My silent majority is in the US. I guess that's the people that come to my channel from outside sources. They don't leave comments, they don't like the videos, they don't share them. But the more vocal bunch, the most of the ones that leave comments, like, favorite, share, they are from Europe and the rest of the world. The rest of the world, everywhere except the US. I guess I could even include Canada in that. I don't know. But I've got a decent split. I have considered moving to the US, but it's just so far. Then I'm 2 flights away from my family instead of 1. You go to Europe, you're kind of central. So that's, for the most part, my reasoning. 8. Toa. Lumin, what happens when you need to nip to the loo, shall we say, mid-video, or do you tend to unload before recordings? I usually go to the bathroom before I record. I guess I'm pretty good at holding my pee in. I don't know. I generally tend to go before I start recording, and then I can go for a good period of time without needing to go to the bathroom. That's it. The Pagan. Sven, quick question. Bethesda is bringing out a new game called The Evil Within. Will you do a Let's Play of it? If yes, that would be great. I love all your work so far, mostly the Skyrim gameplay. Still waiting for episode 200. I'm also still waiting for that. Oh my goodness. I've had so many different ideas of what I wanted to do with it. So many different ideas, but none of them ever came to fruition. I will do it sometime. As for Evil Within, I don't like the look of that game. I'm not super into scary games, but overall the game just doesn't look that great to me, so the chances are I won't be playing it. And that's that. Riverside. Building on the question about your favorite WoW content, what are your top 5 favorite zones in WoW, and why? I'm going to open a interactive World of Warcraft map. World of Warcraft map. Okay. Interactive World of Warcraft map. Mapwow.com. Is that going to be a map? Maybe. I guess that's a map. I don't know if I like the layout of it all that much, but I guess that is a map. Is this... Okay, that's Outland. Where's Pandaria? Okay, this is old. Oh, this is... Wow, that's not gonna help. I could just load up World of Warcraft right now. I've got a fast PC for that reason, don't I? But then the music might start up. I should be able to remember these things. I do know for a fact that Stranglethorn Vale is one of my favorite zones, so I'm going to give you 5, and I won't order them in any way. I'm going to say Stranglethorn Vale, and the reason for that is because I just love PvP. World PvP is the best. Complete World of Warcraft map. Images. Let's look. How do I not know how to find a World of Warcraft map. I mean, I can find a lot of the normal ones, but then it's not going to contain the Pandaria stuff. You know what I'll do is I'll just launch the game. It's the easiest way of doing it, right? Let's do this. Oh, it's very quick. I just clicked on launch. I'll be in there in like a split second. I just need to mute the music quickly because that needs to happen. But Stranglethorn Vale has always been one of my favorites. You know, when I'm leveling a new character, I go to Stranglethorn Vale on purpose because it's fun. Especially when you're that level and you encounter other people of the same level and you can do glorious battle with them. That's the number one reason. I also like how Stranglethorn Vale looks now. It's very cool. But I'm in World of Warcraft right now. I'm disabling the sound and I'm zooming out. That's my one. Stranglethorn Vale is amazing. Super, super cool. I do really like Valley of the Four Winds in Pandaria. I think the reason for that is just because the quest lines and stuff there were a lot of fun to me. I love how it looks when there's some stormy weather going on in the valley. It's one of the nicest looking zones aesthetically, and I just like the feel of it. With the farmers all happily working on their farms, it's a jolly place. But I think for the most part, because of the way it looks, it's one of my favorites. Timeless Isle. There you go, that's number 3. The Timeless Isle. Whew. So much fun on that place. I gotta say that running around in the Timeless Isle ganking people, also great. Also really good. But I also, for the most part, just like the way that the Timeless Isle works. The hidden objects all over the island, the rares that spawn constantly. It's all really great. The idea of the Timeless Isle, it's perfect. Huge fan of it. Huge fan. So those 3 so far. Let's look in Northrend. I don't know. You know, I kind of liked Howling Fjord and Grizzly Hills quite a bit, but I don't think that they'd make my top list. I do think, however, that Outland is definitely going to contain 1 or 2 of my favorites. So, I'm going to say that Zangarmarsh is going to be in my top list. Once again, just because of how beautiful that zone is. And the contrast. When you went from Hellfire Peninsula into Zangarmarsh, mind blown. That was crazy cool. One of the coolest things ever. Wow, there are so many zones. So many to choose from, right? I'm probably not getting all the best ones that I would have wanted to get, just because I didn't have any time to prepare my answer. But the 4 that I've given you thus far, I'm very satisfied with those answers. Cataclysm was a bit of a letdown, if you ask me. Not a big fan. I mean, yes, I like what they did with the world, but the Cataclysm zones, the 80 to 85 zones, so-so. I don't know what else I would say. You know, I want to just put Shatrath out there, which is Terakar Forest, but I want to say that I just loved that. When that was the capital city, life was good. Life was real good. I'm going to leave the last one undecided. I'm going to give you those 4. I realize that's cheating, but I'm going to give you those 4. Pandaria in general is just a really cool area. I think Pandaria was beautiful. I like what they did with it. The feel of the expansion was kind of cool as well. But hey, on to Warlords, where things are going to be much better. In Warlords I could give you, well, I would have probably given you all 5 my top zones from Warlords. I should have done that actually, but it's not out yet, so no. Hinchley, hello Lumin, great video as always. My question is, how are you? How's married life? How's the family? That includes Nero. The prospect of moving to a new country and starting a family seems amazing, but also stressful. Just wanted to know how you were doing, and for this to be a free and open question. Share away. P.S. I don't think that you're as bad as reading as you think you are. I bet you didn't even make a mistake reading my questions. Did I make a mistake? I don't remember that far back. The start of that question seems like it was ages away. I don't know. I'm not that bad at reading, but I'm not that great at reading either. So, I'm okay. I am a little overwhelmed and underwhelmed at the same time, and I'll tell you why in just a second. That's more the business side of things. Personally, I'm great. You know, I'm happy, okay? I can say that without the shadow of a doubt. I am obviously very much in love with my beautiful wife, Helene, and my handsome little man, Nero. He's over there. Life is good for Nero too. I'm going to see just where this is, then I'll lift it up for you. Isn't that the best? Oh, good snooze. Is it centered? I never get it back to where it needs to be. That'll do. So I'm happy, but I said I was overwhelmed and underwhelmed. Overwhelmed because right now there's just so much going on, and there's a lot of pressure, yes, because I want to try and get to a point where I can afford to move overseas, where I can make all of the things that I want to happen, and it's difficult. It's not that easy. It's not the kind of job where I get X amount every month, so I know after so many months I will have enough and I'll be able to do it. Or, you know, where I have a job waiting for me and I can go there and I can know that I can be financially stable. I have actually considered trying to get a job overseas and then move in with that. Then I'd probably be able to do it sooner, and I would also, no doubt, have much more security there in terms of financial support and so on and so forth. Because, you know, when I do end up going overseas, then I think a lot of it's going to be on faith. I mean, I'm going to have faith in my ability to be able to generate at least a bit of income with streaming. I'm going to hope upon hope that I can have an entertaining enough stream that people will want to keep coming back to watch, to interact, to be part of the community. We'll have to see how that goes, but again, a lot of it's on faith, and because of all that, it's stressful. Okay? I'm still here, I'm still in South Africa, none of it's happened yet, but I'm trying to build towards it, and building towards it is more difficult than one would think. Especially when you are an under-the-radar YouTuber that doesn't have a lot of subscribers, doesn't have a lot of support and backup and stuff like that. It's difficult. It's difficult, and because of that, I am a little bit stressed out. I am a little bit overwhelmed, and then right now, I've got a whole lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of big things coming up that I'm also kind of stressed about, just because it's new stuff that I know nothing about. It's going to be scary and, well, exciting at the same time. But yes, overwhelmed and underwhelmed. Underwhelmed because I am obviously kind of at the moment just scraping by. I mean, we're doing good. We're doing okay, but we're not doing well enough to pack up our things and move overseas. The channel is not growing very fast. The views that I'm getting on videos are okay, but I think that I obviously need to put more effort in to be able to get better views. I need to be more consistent with the stuff that I put up. I need to work harder at coming up with ideas that will catapult my channel to fame, that will make a big difference, and so on and so forth. I've not been very lucky where all of that is concerned, and I guess because of all of that, a little bit underwhelmed. You know, I've been doing this for over 4 years now, heading on 5 years, and, well, I'm still not really where I'd like to be. So there's the most honest answer I could give you. I'm still good though. I mean, I'm still happy. I'm very tired right now. I'm right now. I'm tired, but I'm happy. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for asking that question. I appreciate questions like that. I think I've said before that if you're gonna ask anyone any question, just ask them how they're doing. It's a good question. Are you happy? Also a good question. I think so. Ropname. Hi Lumin. With the Grimrock 2 playthrough I see on your channel, did you give up on Ethan Carter? Did Grimrock 2 get such a hard hold on you? Because I see lots of vids, but Ethan Carter was started earlier. I'm not complaining, but I was looking forward to the full Carter series. Yes, it's still coming. I did not give up on it. I have actually rendered the entire series, and I'm busy uploading them right now. I apologize profusely. It was meant to go up. It was, but the Ethan Carter videos, they came at an awkward time for multiple reasons. One, I was busy moving over from Vegas to Premiere for my gameplay videos, and I was struggling a lot to get my settings right in Adobe Premiere, but now I've got them perfect, and now it's a little bit too late because now Ethan Carter is already done. I've rendered it out, and at the time, I was struggling a lot to try and get it looking okay. Now it just looks reasonably good. Pretty good, I guess, but it's not perfect. I got a lot of help from a lot of people, Total Biscuit being one of them, and because of the help that he gave me, he told me how he rendered his videos, which settings he used, and some other stuff. I have the ideal rendering set up now in Adobe Premiere, and I can actually say that I'm ready. And now things like Grimrock 2, they're going to be quicker to get out there and stuff. Although I still suck at editing in Premiere. It's something that I'm not very good at. I mean, I slapped together a video in like seconds in Sony Vegas, but Sony Vegas, it sucks. I still use it for the editing heavy stuff, but for just the normal Let's Play stuff, I'm moving over to Premiere because it renders better, it looks better, and all that other stuff. You didn't ask about that. I don't know why I'm talking about it. But the Ethan Carter series will, over the next 2 weeks... Oh, no, that's too long. Over the next week and a half, week maybe, be going out. It's just 9 episodes in total. I think there are 4 or something left. Not entirely sure, but it's coming. And I'm really sorry for the delay. There's also a lot more Grimrock coming. And some other stuff. I recorded Heroes of the Storm today. World of Warcraft. Warlords of Draenor Beta. I recorded a lot today. Tomorrow more. I record more tomorrow. It's happening. On a second note, which was your favorite moment from your Grimrock 1 playthrough? And what was the biggest improvement in Grimrock 2 over Grimrock 1? Thanks and happy times. Favorite moment from Grimrock 1? Honestly, I have no idea. You know, I don't remember that playthrough all that well. I will just say that the feeling of dread was great. The feeling of just going deeper and deeper into that mountain and not knowing what's coming up. That was just the best part of that game to me. And it's the same in Grimrock 2, but it's not on the same level anymore. It's not quite on the same level. I guess the conclusion of the Grimrock 1 playthrough, the final boss of the game, that was a big shocker to me. If I had to give you one moment, I'd say when I discovered that was a thing. I'm going to spoil it now. So if you haven't played Grimrock 1, I'll hold my finger up while I'm busy talking spoilers. I'll lower it when I'm done. It won't be long. I'm starting. So, that big cube that was chasing me around, that was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying and so unexpected. Who'd have thunk it? I mean, seriously, that was great. Those guys are pretty creative, and I can't wait to see what they came up with in Grimrock 2. So far, Grimrock 2 has just been ridiculously entertaining. One of the best games that I've played thus far this year. Seriously, I think by the time the end of the year comes along, that will probably be my game of the year. It's a great game. Biggest improvement, the world. The fact that they've made it so big, given you so much freedom and choice. That was to me the biggest improvement. That's amazing. Next, Lucius Moxon, Fablewind. Hey Lumin, glad to see the return of the Q&A. Happy to see you up and running after your internet woes. Just wanted to expand on your moving plans. Why have you decided on Germany as your destination? You didn't mention it in the places you've visited, so is there something special there that prompted you to want to move there? Additionally, I'm going to stop there quickly. So Germany, we've got a lot of German family. Okay? My father is German, his entire side of the family is German. I actually understand German. Everything. I can speak German. It's kind of broken, but I can speak the language. That alone is a big plus. It's a big pull. I realize that there are English-speaking countries in Europe, and a lot of Europeans speak English. You know, they learn English in their schools and stuff, but still, the English-speaking countries aren't ones that I want to go to, and I can't always just hope that someone's going to speak English where I am. So that's a big plus. Added to that, my parents were interested in owning property in Germany, so it was something that would tie in nicely with our plans. But I can tell you right now, at this point in time, Germany is not final. We were considering other destinations, which I'm not going to talk about just yet because it's not final. But another country in Europe is being considered quite strongly. I will let you guys know when I know more. Okay? Additionally, you said that you came to the UK. Where did you visit? Obviously, as an Englishman, I'd love to see you make your residence here on home soil to sample some of the delights that the UK has to offer and our rather decent, for the most part, internet services we provide. Thank you for considering my question and looking forward to the next video. So, I went to all the touristy places in the UK. I was in London. I went to all the big places like Big Ben, the London dungeons. That's the thing, right? And everywhere. I went on a tour, okay? So they took us places. I went to... This was like a bus that we drove around on, which was kind of fun. I mean, we went through the whole touristy route in the UK. We went to Bath, we went to Stonehenge as well. We went to... Oh, we went on a ferry, which was kind of fun. I did all the touristy stuff. I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly every single place I went to, but that's what I did. I went on a tour, and they took us everywhere that we needed to see, so we saw it. I guess at this point in my life, I would have had more fun if I could do it all myself, go where I wanted to go. I would probably, if I had to go there again, do that. But back then I was younger, I would have preferred someone to help me around, you know? That's it. Henrik Trogstad. Hey Lumin, how's your road to streaming going? I guess I answered that up above, so I'm not going to answer that again. I would love to see you stream different games on Twitch. Make a Lumin army up in there. I'd love to do that as well. I mean, I think it would be so much fun. I would have loved to have been able to stream for, like, Warlord's launch, or the launch of other big games. It would have just been great for me. And when the time does come and I can stream, I will be streaming multiple hours every single day. And I will try and make something of my channel on Twitch TV, which is Twitch TV/Tales of Lumin. I'll try and make it work. You have my word. I just need to first try and make this work. You know, it's probably a good thing if I have the YouTube channel successful before I try and go overseas and make anything else work, before I made the first thing work, so we'll see. But that is it. That's the last question. Thank you guys for all these questions. Some of them slightly more hard-hitting than others. I didn't answer them all that well, but hey, I tried. I'm tired. I need a rest right now. But I'm finished. Check back here soon for more. If you have any questions for the next Q&A, leave them below. I'll gladly answer them concerning anything. Go ahead. Go crazy. But that's it. Check back here soon for more. Give it a like, share it, and do all that other good stuff. Leave your input on anything that I said, because I'm obviously interested in hearing that. And all the rest. Happy that.